This is RIFF Radio, a presentation of RIFF Magazine Online, your source for music news, interviews, and concert reviews from the Bay Area and beyond. Find more at riffmagazine.com. I am Mike DeWald. On this episode, we're joined from Italy by a man who's been getting it done on the electronic scene for 2 decades. With the Bloody Beetroots, he fuses punk rock with electronic music stylings, and he'll bring that energy to the rickshaw stop in San Francisco at the end of the month as part of his DJ set tour. We're joined by Sir Bob Cornelius Riffo. You returning to San Francisco, and you're coming at a time when electronic music in this city is having, I don't know if a renaissance is the right term, but it's this summer in particular. It's really tied in with the revitalization of this city and really getting life back here. Has San Francisco always been a destination for electronic artists, or is this sort of a new phenomenon?
San Francisco's always been very responsive about electronic music. I played San Francisco so many times in 20 years. So, well, good to hear, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, so good timing indeed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about your own background. I just your influences are
Well,
so dynamic yeah.
Long story short, the Bloody Beetroots comes from the ashes of a punk band. So my background is punk music, rock music, classical music, and new wave. But also post-punk. Everything around the 70s and the 80s, that's exactly where my background resides. And what I wanted to do with the Bloody Beetroots was to bring punk music with a four-on-the-floor kick. And that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing for 2 decades.
Mm-hmm. And you're taking all of those different styles. Did you find that there were elements that overlapped with them? Or is it about finding ways to make them work together?
I think punk is not only music, but it's also a lifestyle. When you, pardon my English, don't give a fuck about anything, you try to do everything. And that's it does. That's it's the story of my life. I have no fucks given, and I go with it, and I love it.
So when you're you're starting to work on new music and really working with sounds and getting ideas, where do those ideas stem from? Are you sometimes, in kind of that punk headspace, the electronic headspace, the classical headspace, or do those things sort of naturally come together for you?
They come together in a form of a story. They never come from studio time or me playing guitar or any other instruments. It's just me living my life, and I have a good story to tell. And somehow I enter the studio and I'm able to translate that narrative into music. And that's that's how the Bloody Beetroots operates.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of translating that story to a live setting, like people are going to see it at the rickshaw stop, when you're building your set, what kinds of things are you thinking about in putting that together?
So this new DJ set is kind of a hybrid between a live band performance and a DJ set, of course, but I'm very active on stage. So you will see you won't see a DJ standing behind the deck. You will see a crazy man jumping off the risers, doing, it's doing a lot of chaos and confusion, interacting with them, singing, screaming, doing wall of death, mosh pits, everything that is related to the punk world. I'm going to bring it into a DJ set. And in terms of music genres, it will be very wide. I can play bass house to rockabilly, going through some old punk songs of Cockney Rejects, and then turning to techno and drum and bass. So it's it all makes sense when you see how the Bloody Beetroots performs on stage, it all makes sense.
And as diverse as your influences are, so are your collaborations. You've got electronic music, rock and roll, heavy metal. You've got legends like McCartney and Frampton. How do you go about deciding who you want to work with? Who you think would be right for a song? Is the process kind of organic in that sense?
It is very organic because I really love people. I love learning from people, especially, from old guys. I think they have, a lot to teach. And somehow, because I have a mask, so I don't have that filter, you know, like a rock star. I'm not. I think I am. So my approach to them is very, very natural and organic. It's like man to man, soul to soul, and they're so diverse because I just love music, good music. So I don't put any walls in front of myself to go through what I want or what I feel that I want or what I feel that my music calls.
And was there a collaboration that was particularly memorable to you that you remember as that this experience was really good?
Every and each one are very special and peculiar. But of course, naming Paul McCartney is always a big deal. So we'll go with Paul because Paul is part of the history of music, modern music, but also is a very gentle soul. And my collaboration with him opened up doors, but not like in the music business, more of my approach to make music. And I think that day I collaborated with him, I stepped up a little bit on understanding what music means.
And you mentioned your anonymity and you're wearing a mask on stage, and I believe some of that has a connection to Italian art. Is sort of the root of that?
Well, the root resides in Venice, because Venezia is very famous for il teatro della commedia dell'arte. So we're very aware of how a mask operates, meaning, it's a good catalyst to bring people's attention and then present something else. Um, Originally, this mask was inspired by Zanni, which is a very particular character in the Commedia dell'arte. But eventually it evolved as a Bloody Beetroots mask with some Spider-Man influences, as you can tell.
Now, given the internet age we're in and the digital age, have you found people respect the anonymity and respect the art of it?
I do, and my fan base does too. I mean, they know that I love my privacy, and so they respect that. They never take pictures with me, without wearing a mask, which is, very appreciated. But also, I feel that I'm privileged. I made this choice before starting my career, and I'm kind of winning right now because in a world saturated with be seen kind of uh, situation. I feel myself very privileged to have the ability to disappear from social and be absolutely normal and live an absolutely normal life.
Now you're going to be on the road here for a run of U.S. shows. Any new music plan down the road? Is that something that's kicking around right now in your creative processes?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of new music played. I cannot really reveal what I've been working on, but it's gonna be heard. So all open ears because there's a lot of news.
Thanks to Sir Bob Cornelius Riffo. See his DJ set with Bloody Beetroots at the Rickshaw Stop at the end of the month, and keep an ear out for new music on the way. As always, find more at riffmagazine.com. For Riff Radio, I'm Mike DeWald.